with allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Almighty and everlasting God, who presides over all things in heaven and earth, come and preside over these deliberations so that those that make the decisions may be guided by your wisdom.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the October 8th City Council meeting. Clerk, call the roll.
Mr. Barrett?
Ninth.
Here. Mr. Belishko? Here. Mr. Marin?
Here.
Mrs. McClay?
Here.
Mr. Brooks?
Here.
Also in attendance is Controller Tony Thomas, Assistant City Clerk Tracy Smith, Administrative Assistant Lisa Sanfilippo. Good evening. Welcome to tonight's regular session. Please turn off all cell phones. Following are examples of some important council rules. They are not intended to be a complete list. Please adhere as closely as possible to the 5-minute speaker presentation time limit. No persons are allowed to address the council from behind the rail, except the speaker at the dais who has the floor. The chairperson shall preserve order and decorum and prevent attacks on personalities. The chairperson shall determine all points of order. No person except city officers or their representatives shall be permitted within the rail during any meeting without the express permission of council. And since we have no one here from the administration, we don't need that. And the council kindly asks that the public please vacate the building within 10 minutes after the meeting adjourns.
So we have minutes to vote on?
Yes.
All right.
Okay, so the first thing we need to do is vote on the minutes. There's 4 sets of minutes. We'll need a motion and a second.
Motion.
Motion by Mr. Barrett,
Second.
second by Mr. Belishko. Mr. Barrett?
Yes.
Mr. Belishko?
Yes.
Mr. Marin?
Yes.
Mrs. McClay?
Yes.
And Mr. Brooks?
Yes.
Okay.
Council presentations. Councilman Belishko.
I have Lisa hand out my typical stormwater catch basin that were cleaned, the ones that have been replaced, and the streets that have been swept from our residents' stormwater. It's quite a bit. This is the whole year, and there's plenty more to come. But as you can see, they're quite active doing our streets in the city. So as always, if anybody has catch basins, streets that need to be swept, at the sanitary authority, please contact me as well as the public can. Catch basins that are collapsing or streets. Sure. That's all, Tony. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilman Barrett.
Just to follow up to what Mike was just saying, there's one on East Main Street. Jessica might know about it, in front of Dr. Andrews' office. And I guess there's a little bit back and forth about who's going to fix it. And somebody wrote WB City on it.
I saw city.
Maybe we can, I don't know if we can get somebody to
I saw that written on there.
take another look at it, see it.
Okay.
I don't know what the problem is with it, but looks like it's
Sinking.
caving in around it.
Yeah.
It's a catch basin
Yes,
on East Main?
yes, in front of Dr. Andrews' office. It gets around 100 and something East
Yeah, it's
Main.
been a while, and
I think
for a
it's
while
a-
there was a cone in there. Somebody,
I think it says Wilkes-Barre City written on
Yeah,
it.
think so.
I don't know
Right?
who painted that on there, but
It's marked on the corners where it's starting to cave.
it's caving in a little.
I'll notify.
Okay.
Thank you, Bill.
Thank you. And the other thing is, I guess everybo's probably been up to the bog if you haven't been up there, but it's really a nice job up there with great grand opening, and I haven't got my pickleball paddles out yet. Kathy's gonna show me how to play the game, but if you haven't seen it, take a look at it. It's fantastic. And that's all that I have for now. Thank you, the administration. They're not here right now, but they've been following up on quite a few other issues too, so thank you for that.
Great. Councilman Marin.
Yeah, I have there's some issues with school buses parking overnight on city streets.
Yeah.
So, and they take up about 4 spots. Some are parked on one-way streets, and I would like to just maybe add to our, like, it's not in our, specifically in our ordinance, but maybe add to our ordinance, maybe have them stop parking overnight from like 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. A lot of local boroughs do it. 44 does it, Plymouth. And I'd like to, maybe get that done to help some of the residents. Parking's very tough on some of these city streets, and I think, this could probably help it.
I agree. She also called me. You know what we should do is maybe have a contact at Kingston or 44 pull their ordinance.
Sure, I will.
And we'll give it to Tim to look at.
Yeah, they should be online. They should be pretty easy to
Yeah.
find.
Yeah,
Sounds good.
okay. Yeah, that's the only issue I have, and it's, I'd appreciate if we could move forward with that.
Was it Kingston and who else?
Kingston and, no, I'm sorry, 44th and Plymouth.
Where do you want to put them?
It's just overnight. I mean, yeah, I understand they're going to have to make their runs during the day. They could park their car, but like, this is overnight. It's, some apartments have, four residents in there or whatever. They might each have a car. And I'm thinking, okay, say this bus driver has a friend who wants to get a job and there's 2 buses. So if we could eliminate that, that'd be great.
Good.
Thank you.
Councilwoman McClay?
Just an update on the e-bikes. So I talked to Tim. We're actually going to hold off on it a little bit because the state is looking at changing their laws on it as far as age limits. So we're just going to hold off and see what happens with that prior to us implementing something, because that would be a huge change. And then Darling Street. Do you think you can add Darling Street on for regular maintenance with the stormwater? Because that is where...
Well, I'm sorry, you were talking to me.
Yeah. That's where it's always flooding. That's where the person came with the
So when a
car.
catch basin's blocked, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, because there's not that many on that street, plus there's also that really big long one. So can we do that can Sanitary Authority do that maybe more often than they do some of the others?
Okay, Darling Street?
Yeah, Darling Street is the one, it's the long one that goes the full length of the
Yes,
street,
it
across
goes
the street.
the full length
and
right at the
It's in
stop
the area
sign.
of the cemetery.
By Brick Street,
Mm-hmm.
Darling and Brick, I think it is.
Right.
Yeah, and that gets clogged because everything comes off of the hill. So if we could
Okay.
just have them do that on a regular basis.
Will do.
Thank
Now,
you.
now you're talking, it's not draining, is it not draining because of the top? Because that would be on the city. If it's like leaves and debris on the top side.
I think it's just because there's not a lot there. I think there's that one and then there's one other. So just in general, I think it gets, so the city I know
Okay.
has it on a regular basis as well.
Okay.
Just to kind of, 'cause in the winter it freezes over as well.
Okay. All right, I'll be on that.
Thank you. And I'm good.
Good. Hey, Jess, in the, looking at e-bikes, does that also cover quads?
Right on the,
It
We
does
seem to be
not, but we could, I mean,
We have.
We have a quad
they're
problem.
pretty
too.
much
Yeah.
not allowed to be on the streets
Yeah.
as it is, but, I mean, I guess we could just add them,
I was writing, I didn't hear what he said.
Quads,
quads.
you know.
I mean, they're illegal to be on the street anyway, right?
We had some of it.
Right, they're not.
Yeah,
city- in the
yeah,
city in
they're
general?
supposed to be on the street.
Have to look.
All right, well, we're going to add that one too.
A couple 8-year-olds driving.
Okay, thank you. Public comments, Angel Mathis.
Angel Mathis, Wilkes-Barre. I'm not sure if, since the administration isn't here, I'm not sure, well, I'll bring it up, but I'll speak briefly on it. I was just wondering, how is the lack of a state budget and a shutdown of a federal government is affecting the city with the services or the funding that we may receive? But no one's here to really answer that. So I'll move to my next one. Lisa, I know you worked so hard to get these signs out. However, in our neighborhood, they're vandalizing the brand-new signs.
Which ones, you know, like where about?
The one, is one on Erie by Dotson, and the one at the bottom of the corner of Stanton and Grove, so far.
What signs are they?
Yeah, what signs?
It's a, no parking, and the other one is with the speed limit
Okay.
going towards Dotson.
And when you say vandalize, are they spray painted?
They're
or
spray painting with fluorescent paint
Ah.
that is fluorescent in the day, but at night it looks black,
Okay.
which is interesting,
It's the opposite of what it should be, right?
which is interesting.
All right.
And my last thing, well, I'll speak to you guys about it because that was another administration thing. It's starting to get cold. And, I put homelessness and housing because as it gets cold, we have a large population that are unhoused. And with the winter, is there a plan, since we no longer have Keystone Mission on, oh my gosh,
North Pennsylvania. Thomas E. Thomas.
Thomas Building, yeah. So, it doesn't for some people, it doesn't seem like a problem, but it is a problem because at the end of the day, they are human. Everyone who's human, they need 3 things. They need, 4 things. They need clothes on their backs, food in their bellies, a roof over their head, and
Health and love.
Yeah, health. No, health.
And love would be,
Well,
that'd be the fifth thing.
love is a plus, but you need health.
Right.
But without 3 of the things, you can't have health.
Right.
And as it is now, I am also one of those people, because of this big, beautiful bill that was passed, is opt to lose their health care and everything else that they have, that they receive from the government. And my biggest pet peeve is that we have elected officials who don't listen to the constituents and represent their needs. And when I say that on the state level, possibly on the federal level, definitely. Because I was on Bresnahan's call last week, or was it this week? Either which way, what was it, last week? Last week, and I was just appalled that he voted for this bill, but now in order to stop the federal government for cutting a lot of benefits, he is trying to have us classified as rural. And we are no longer rural, and with that, we would get less funding for different things like housing, health, care, and all of that. Yeah, it was on a constituent call, and so that brings me back to the homeless. I'm glad that, one of the wisest investments that the mayor did is the bus. Because you can take that mobile clinic anywhere and provide healthcare. And my biggest fear is that with the federal government, specifically HHS, changing the immunization schedules, that it will bring an undue burden to our residents, because when you lack herd immunity, that rips through a community, which brings me back to the unhoused. Is there a plan for them?
You're done?
I'm done.
My understanding is the mayor is working with someone for the Code Blue to see how Code Blue can be done in another place. Your number one thing about the government, state, and federal budget cuts, the mayor's budget, is it next Wednesday or the following Wednesday?
Next Wednesday.
So next Wednesday. So when his budget announcement, we'll see exactly what is coming down on those issues. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Bill DeLuca. William DeLuca.
William DeLuca, Wilkes-Barre. Since the leader of this town didn't want to show up tonight, I got to ask you the same question again, Tony. I just asked it to you about 9 or 10 days ago. Dana Street, it's pathetic.
It is.
From Hazel. You know what they're going to do? They're not going to pave that. I never heard of anything so crazy in my life. I've seen streets, not only in this town, other towns, that were dug up for whatever the reason was, and later on, they come and they pave it.
You're right.
What is the story with the water company? Was he afraid of the water company? Tell them to take me in the car with them, and I'll go talk to one of their executives. And when I get done talking to them, they'll be running down the street. I mean, this is just total BS, okay? We pay taxes, and I got to put up with a street like that? I mean, that's crazy. Go, you know what it looks like.
I know exactly what it looks like.
Yeah, you know exactly what it looks like. It's a mess. And I don't understand why he's, I'll say he's hiding. That's what I'm going to say, because I'll tell you what, I don't want to get started on this, but as far as I'm concerned, we've never had a good mayor in this town ever. And that's a clue. And that's a
Maybe
quote.
Jesse fell.
Pardon?
Maybe Jesse fell. Never mind.
Well, I can't go back quite back that far, but I can go back as far as that clown that invented the wage tax, Slattery. I can go back that far. So that's like 1961, 6 or 63 or whatever it was. He's the one that invented the wage tax, okay? And I'll tell you, I've never seen one good one here yet. And this guy, and I'm going to tell you this too, you can put it on tape. Make sure you have your tapes on, okay? This guy's a protege of Layton. So what does that tell you? Nothing.
So Bill, are you done?
Yeah.
Okay. So when you called me the other day, I called the administration, and it will get paved. We just don't know when it will get paved. And the water company will, oh wait, I have to read this again. The water company will pave it.
But
Look,
like,
I completely.
not next spring, no, I don't mean, you know,
Obviously, they have to finish whatever they're finishing it, and then they will pave it. So the street will get paved.
Okay.
I'm sorry to say, I don't have an answer for you, neither does
He does, but he ain't here.
Pennsylvania American.
No, I'm not saying you. I'm blaming you. I'm blaming him. I says he does, but he's not here. So how can you talk to somebody that's not here?
What block is it, between where and where?
Hazel Park Avenue,
It's between, Hazel and Park Avenue.
Hazel Hickory.
They put all new shut-offs and everything in it. They did that on our street, Hickory, on 2022. There was no problem there. After the work all done,
All right, you got it.
eventually, I'll tell you who paved it. Louis DeNaples, his son-in-law. That them trucks, big red Kenworths you see running around here, it says, I forget what the name is on them. Well, anyway, that guy's wife is Louis DeNaples' daughter. So they came up, and nobody said nothing. Everybody just, and in fact, me and some other people even thanked them after they were done. We went over and we thanked the poor one. We said, thanks, because we thought it was going to, that was going to be all torn up and stay that way. And, no, they paid us. So we all went over and shook hands, told them, thank you for doing it, and everything. But this thing here, I mean, I don't understand. This is only, well, you know how long it is from Hazel to Park Avenue, okay? Right. We're not talking a street that's 5 blocks long or 6 blocks long. We're talking about a street that's only a block long. A block. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Bill.
Thank you.
Karen Giles. Hi.
Hi, everyone.
Hello.
Good evening. So I have a problem. My name is Karen Giles. I live on South Sherman Street. I'm the bus problem person. Since the beginning of school.
It's not a problem. We're here to make a solution.
Well, it's going to be solved. I
Right.
know that. But I wanted to add to what Councilman Miron had said about the buses being there overnight. It's also a problem during the daytime. And the other thing, at night is even worse. But the other thing is the driver does not live on my street. I called the transportation company, and they told me that certain buses or drivers get permission to conserve fuel to park their vehicles on the street. Now, if she were to park in front of her home, that's a different block's problem, but she chooses to park on our street. And parking is at a premium. We have 2 handicap spots on the street. It's down my end of South Sherman up to South Street, so there's not a lot of parking up there.
Right.
Taking a look at 44 and Kingston is great, but I think that Wilkes-Barre can also come up with their own ordinance for their own people.
I agree.
7 p.m. to 7 a.m., I'm still dealing with it during the daytime. We have people that work nights that won't be able to park in their spots if they park there during the day. Transportation company has a lot. They park their buses on in the yard garage lot. Why can't they go back there and let the drivers take their personal cars back and forth? I don't know what the hours are, excuse me, but I do know it's a major inconvenience to the residents of Wilkes-Barre, and I'd like to see it get resolved. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Karen.
Thank you. I agree.
I'm going to look into it for you. Come up with
Appreciate
a
that.
solution.
Tony?
Yes, sir.
On this very issue, when we had the problems with tractor trailers parked on the streets, it was the same problem.
Right.
Larger vehicles parked. Maybe we could look at just commercial vehicles in general and see if there are ordinances out there, because it might not be a school bus, it might be any kind of bus or whatever it may be. I don't know if we just need to narrow down on school buses, or
Right.
just look at larger commercial vehicles.
Right.
Ones that are over like 5 tons that park.
A big RV. It could be a big
Anything,
RV.
yeah,
Yeah.
large
Right.
vehicles like that.
Ma'am, is this right on Sherman Street, South Sherman?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, she has pictures of, if you need me,
Right, like
I'll share them to you
GAR
guys.
there?
Pardon me?
Well, they're lining up, they used to line up on the side of GAR on South Sherman Street. Now, for some reason, during the day, the buses are coming all the way back up the street, so I don't know what's going on with the school itself, but this is whenever she's not out driving for the school, she's parking it on South Sherman Street and then leaving it there overnight.
And a lot of those buses, they get there, I noticed on the corner of Lehigh and South Sherman, they get there early, real early, yeah, for no reason.
I'm sorry?
Call the school district?
It's STA, I called STA.
Oh, Brian Costello?
Well, it's STA who has the issue. They said they don't have enough room, but I know they make a lot of money, and I believe they can afford another lot, maybe close by where they could store them.
Good. Mr. Troy?
Thank you, Mr. Brooks. I have several issues, but of course, 5 minutes isn't sufficient amount of time to cover them, so I'll just touch on them. Hope I get some response. I cannot believe that there is no agenda, although I thought when you go around and ask council what their problems were, that they'd be more significant than what was, I mean, school buses parking, I agree, that's pretty significant. That's a problem, but I think in terms of priorities, I want to bring up, first of all, I just heard the news that Planters Peanuts building, it's out in the market for, if I'm correct, $400 and some thousand by, the realtor is, I forgot now, it's not Layton. But I'm surprised the mayor is not here. I would like to ask him this. But to the best of my knowledge, they did receive, 1 year ago, they asked for $250,000 for a remodeling job, and they only got, well, they did get a significant amount of $50,000. Now this brings calls into question the whole situation with LSA grants. Do you know, or does anybody know how closely that money is being audited? Because Keystone Mission, what did they get? Tony, they got ARP money, I think, from us directly, from the city directly, plus an LSA grant. I'm touching on another subject now, but my point is, I hope that the state is monitoring or auditing. I mean, maybe they put that 50 grand in their pocket, and I don't know what happened, because it's still in dilapidated condition, right? And it's true that the city had a chance to buy that property from Smolowitz, and your company, your Preservation Society declined. I don't know if that's the whole story. That's not the story. Okay, but the point being, the bottom line is that another historical building got passed over, the chance for the city to purchase another historical building got passed over, and we lost more historical property. Myers High School was the latest, and now this one. Now, the Planters Peanuts is, I guess, I guess it depends on who buys and what the situation is, but the point is the $50,000. Where did that go, and how do they get the nerve to put that on the market for that kind of value, for that kind of price? I want to touch on the gun buyback issue, which I've tried to promote. Mr. Brooks seems to be in favor of it. I guess the rest of you don't really care, have that, what do you call, a cavalier attitude towards it. The mayor informed me that I should touch base with Chief Coffey, and I got the impression that if Chief Coffey was in favor of this, that the mayor might go ahead and promote it, because he, I guess, has to make the ultimate decision, and you guys can't do a thing. To order this gun buyback. Mr. Barrett just told me that the county used to do this. I guess you guys, your attitude, and I don't mean to be disparaging, I don't mean to put anybody down, but it seems to me that the attitude of you, the cavalier attitude results in the attitude of doing nothing about this problem. I just can't understand it. I'm talking about violence on the streets. To make the odds more favorable to our men in blue, so there'd be fewer guns out there. I don't really care for the reaction the mayor had. He put my idea down, I guess because I promoted it. But that only so-called bad people would turn in guns, which I don't agree to. Even if you had somebody, a father, for instance, who was afraid his son might get a hold of the gun and harm himself or other family members, that person might sell the gun back. The city certainly should have I don't see what the roadblocks are to this. I would at least like this to be brought up for discussion. The homelessness situation. I'm just touching on these. I'm not going into as much detail as I possibly could because you guys don't give the public enough time to talk. Is that going to be addressed for the winter ahead of us here? I know there's another budget coming up, and I'd like to know whether there's a tax increase plan, and if there's not, I would like to see a reduction. By the way, is there a Mike? Is there these sewer catch basins that were cleaned? That tab is picked up by the sewer authority, right?
Stormwater fee.
Pretty much.
Stormwater fee, Sam.
stormwater fee covers that?
All of that.
How does that affect, I'd like to talk to you separately since my time's running out. How is that related to the, I guess it's directly related to the stuff that runs in the river and then Chesapeake Bay will be cleaned up better that way?
You got all the answers.
Is that hitting the nail on the head? I'd like to some response along the lines of these points I made.
Any comments?
So as far as the planner's peanut, that's news to us today as well. But if it was an LSA grant, there are checks and balances. They don't get the money unless they submit receipts. So, and the money will go back into the LSA, is my understanding on, so they don't have the money. They got granted it, but they'd have to do the work to get the money.
The BVSA?
No, the planner's peanut.
LSA.
Oh, Planner's Peanuts, I'm sorry.
Right.
But we don't know where that
Anyway.
15 grand went.
Well, they would have to show receipts to receive the money.
Right, I would assume it went
So
nowhere.
if they've done no work, they've gotten no money.
They can only draw on it.
Right.
You only draw it for renovations or whatever.
Right.
And related to the gun buyback, I would just say, an obvious concern is you have to be able to do the buy, which means you need money to do the buy. So, I mean,
And I honestly would love to see more statistics on if it actually does work, because I guarantee a good portion of the guns on the street are probably not legal guns that are going to be handed over.
Probably what, I'm sorry?
They're probably not legal guns. They're probably guns that they don't want us to have. So I would love to see what,
Can I interject something?
Speak in the microphone, Sam.
Come to the,
When they sell
come to the
guns.
microphone. Microphone.
Microphone.
The best of my knowledge, the way these gun buybacks are run, Mr. Barrett couldn't help me with this. He claims the city never had one. I guess Tim Henry echoes that opinion, but the county has had them. But it's a no questions asked situation now. They turn the guns in, the police don't ask any questions, they just, I guess they check the gun to see if it's loaded, and that's it, and they give them the price. But that's the way it should be done, and I know it's done in other cities. I mean, it's got to have some effect, some positive effect. Let's say you took 5 guns off the street. Isn't that something? There's 5 less.
it goes back to what Tim said. We need the money to buy back the guns. And we would need to put money aside because we don't know, we could get 20 guns, we could get 200 guns. So it's not like we could just put, $500 aside and say, okay, we're going to get 5 guns. So it is something that would need a lot of work and a lot of research.
Well,
see
if
if it
other
would be
cities have it, would
beneficial.
that be enough research that we could ask those other cities and
Certainly.
how the logistics are, that's a good word, the logistics are handled for that situation,
Certainly can.
right? Do you want me to look into that? I'll do it.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Mr. Troy. Any other comments?
We've got to get reimbursed. Oh, who's this?
Yeah, we always ask. Okay, very good.
That's it, Sam, that's it. There's your pen, thank you. Throw that thing in the garbage.
Yeah, right.
I left an extra.
It popped off.
Some of them they crush counties.